for mental practice. Now, this number here is just an arbitrary number that I made up, but we're going to do some concepts to talk about how we can actually utilize a number in our mind to kind of do some work to make ourselves stronger and to build a foundation for many things. And we're going to have a little bit of fun here. So first thing we're going to do is look at this number here. And this is a long number. You can look at it and you can see what it is. And if I would ask you to memorize it, you might have a challenge. Most people can only memorize about 7 digits at best. Most can do 5. And I know this number. I wrote it down, and I actually made the steps to memorize it before I came here. But the point is, that's not the important thing. We want to look at what this number means to you as far as making your mind stronger. So you can pick one number a day, one number a week, whatever, one number at a time, and you can work through it. Now, the number is 9701 6784 9246 5341 3679. And of course, you can do forwards and backwards because you can see it. But I want to show you a possible way to memorize this using chunking. So what you want to do is you want to look at it, and you can do it you can do it 2 different ways. You could do it 2 by 2. So you can say 97 and then 01 and go on like that. Or you could do 4. So if you did it 2 by 2, then you know that you have a lot more numbers to deal with. If you do it 4 by 4, then you only have to deal with 5 numbers. So you can either do 10 numbers or you can do 5 numbers. It's up to you. Or do it 1 by 1. Again, this is your choice. So let's look at doing this 4 by 4. So you have 4 groups. So you got 4 times 5. And so what I'll do here, I'll walk up and I'll underline this to see what we're talking about. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and that's 5. Okay? So you have that. Now, knowing that there are 5 groups, then you can start to chunk it and bring it down to the point where it becomes easy. Now, there's a system where you take numbers and you make them into words. And I can show you that later, or you might even know that. But the point is, we're going to just assume that you don't know it. We can use your own system. What does 97 mean to you? Okay. That could be a number of someone you know. It could be an address. It could be an age. It could be anything. It could be a month. Okay, like 9 September 7th, things like that, 97. And then you got 01. Again, 01, 01. So by putting those together, you have one thing that you want to memorize. So 9701, and that's the first one. The next one is 6784. Okay, 67. Okay, you say maybe back in 1967, if someone was 84. Okay, you can do that. I don't know, just playing with it. 9246. Again, what does 92 mean to you? What does 46 mean to you? What is 53? What is 41? What is 36? And what is 79? Okay. Now, in my mind, I have things that I already assigned to these numbers, and it's not important you know them, but the point is, they're there. And so we can break this down. But what you want to do, you can chunk it out by doing it this way. You can look at the first number and say 9701. Close your eyes and say, okay, 9701. Now, what you want to do is you can look around your room and you can find a spot. Okay, let's say a corner of the room, and you just say, I have written 9701 in that spot. Okay, so imagine yourself going to that spot in the room and writing down 9701 with a big old marker. Whatever you're writing on, you just destroyed it by writing on it. Okay, it could be a vase, it could be a couch, it could be a painting, whatever it is. But you wrote down 9701 on that. Then near it, in the other part of the room, you look at it and you say, okay, I'm gonna write down 6784 on that. You move through, okay? Again, so you know what's on the first thing, the second thing, move to the next part, and we're doing this. Do this in your mind, and you write down 9246 on that part. Okay, again, this is your mental game. Then move to a next part, and you write down 5341. Okay. Now go back to the first one. What would you write on the first one? You know where it is. You wrote down 9701. You went to the second part. You wrote down 6784. Third part, you wrote down 9246. And then the last thing we did on the fourth thing, we wrote down 5341. So now it's kind of easy. We can see it. We know where they are. We know where it is. We know what we wrote on it, and we're just moving through. Then we go back to the last one, find the fifth place, and you write down 3679. So now you have that, okay? And that's what makes it fun. And that's your thing. That's your game. These are your spaces. So now we're gonna go in our mind. You can close your eyes if you want. You can peek one more time and then preview it. But now we're gonna close our eyes and say, okay, now what did we write on the first thing? Okay, and we say, okay, the first thing we wrote down 9701. Good. Now what did we write on the second thing? We wrote down 6784. Let's go to the third thing. What did we write down? 92. Do you see it? 9246. And if you lost it, just open your eyes and like reestablish it. But it's 9246, and then we move to the fourth thing, and we can see 30. Nope. You see how you kind of lost it? No, it wasn't a 3. It's a 5. So it's 53. It's a 53, and then a 41. Going to the next one, the last one, there's your 30, 36, and 79. Okay, good. Again, I'm just helping you kind of see how these things go in reality. Now, if you can see each one, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Go to the fifth one, and what's there? Okay, you see 36 and 79. Go to the first one, you see 9701. Go to the third one, and we see, what do we see there? We see 92 and 46. Let's go to the second one. We see 6784, and go to the fifth one, and you see 3679. Again, it's not about being perfect. You might make a mistake, it's fine. Make sure you reestablish it, but see it in your mind. See it in your mind. Now, if you want to start to move through each one, again, you should do it with your eyes closed if you can, and move through each one. So on number 1, we see 9, we see a 7, but in our mind, we really should see 9701. It's one thing. It's not 4 things. It's one thing. It's not 9701. It's 9701. That's one thing. Go to the second thing. We see 6784. Okay. We see 9246. We see 5341. 5341. And last one, we see 3679. But we see it as one thing. So when we look at the first thing, we can see we can see a 1, a 0, a 7, and a 9. We can see that the second number is a 7, third number is a 0. When we see it as a real thing. It takes a little bit of time, but that's what you want to do. And this number becomes important. Now, let's assume that this number is in your head and you can see it. You know where it is, you know what each number is. Now you play the second part of the game. You start to find numbers. So let's start with 0. So in your mind, without looking at the number, you say, where is the 0? And if you go to each one, you start to look at it, and you see there's only a 0 in the first number. Okay? So it's the third number in the first block. So that's where the 0 is. Now let's look for a 1. Again, you scan through it, and you say, okay, the fourth number in the first block is a 1. There's nothing, you can review it. There's nothing in the second, the third. The fourth one is the fourth number is a 1, again. So you can see that. Now, if you want to be coy, you can start to count, and you say, okay, you know that the 16th number is a 1, but that's not important. Okay. The last number in block 4 is a 1, and there's no more 1s. Now you look for a 2. Again, you start going backwards. You say, okay, number 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's a 2, and the third one is the second number, and there's no other 2s. Now look for a 3. Going back, and you look for a 3, and you can see there's a 3 in the fourth and the fifth number, the second and the first one. Again, you can go through that. Okay. Looking for a 4, same thing. You see a 4. There are 2 4s. There are 3 4s, matter of fact, because I see there's one in the third one. Okay. The second one doesn't have a, yeah, it does have a 4. Okay. Slow down. There's one in the second number, because you see 6784, and we know in the next one there's 9246, and in the next one there's 5341. So there's actually 3 4s. We can see it now, and you feel good because, oh, you corrected yourself. Looking for a 5, you bounce around, and we know there's a 5 in the fourth number only, and then where are 6s? There's a 6 in the second one, there's in the third one, and in the fifth one. Okay, where's the 7? There's a 7 in the first one, the second one, and in the last one, the fifth one. Where are the 8s at? There's an 8 in the second one, and there are no more 8s. And then where the 9? Starts with a 9 in the first one, the third one, and in the fifth one. So again, you can start to just manipulate the number, move around, and it becomes a lot of fun. And so that is what you do. You just do that. Have fun with it. Play with it. This is your mental field, your way of doing this. Now, let's also do something else. Let's figure out, for example, how to add the first group together. So you could say, what is 6 and 7 plus 1? Okay, you can do that. Or you could say to yourself, what is 67 times 94? You could do that. You could do that. Or you could say to yourself, what day of the week was September 2nd in 1946? That could be something you can do. Okay? So again, there's lots of things you can do with these numbers. This is just your game to play with this number here. You can go backwards. You can close your eyes and try to mentally say your number. So you would close your eyes and look at your space. You go, okay, you see what number 5 is. You look at number 4, 3, 2, and 1, and so okay, now I'm going to say it backwards. So you know it starts with a 9 and it ends with a 9. So then you start going. You go 9, 7, 6, 3. Then you check. You were right. Then you go 1, 4, 3, 5, and you check and see if you're right. See, it becomes a lot of fun. It becomes a mental game that you play using this one number. And again, this number is just an arbitrary number. It didn't mean anything to you, made it mean something. So that's the point. You want to have fun with this number here. This is your mental game. This is your way of utilizing just something that you can do that you probably thought you could never do. But because I showed you, it's easy to do. Just take these numbers and have fun with them. Play with them, explore them, put it in your mind, and the way that you space things out. If I space these things out, and then I can see it later on, I can go back to it. Okay, yeah. On the first part of my memory system, like in the room, I placed the 9701, and on the second I placed 6784, and the third one I placed 9246, and then I placed on the fourth one 5341, and then the fifth one 3679. And then again, going backwards, I looked at it. Or again, I counted out, where's the 1, where's the 0. It's all about you. But the more you start to look at it as being something that is for you to do, then you know that you have power over these numbers. And it might not be easy for you to multiply 67 times 84. Okay, but you can actually take that number and write it on the board, and then do it, and then do the third one. First one's kind of easy. Okay, it might not be easy for you to know what was it, September 2nd in 46. Okay, might be hard for you to do that, but you can practice. You can go all the way through. The fifth month, the third day in 1941. You could do that. So this is something you can do. Again, there's nothing that holds you back from utilizing this number in a powerful way for yourself, so you can have power over numbers. Nothing you can do if you study languages. You can look at this number and you can start saying it in French, or Spanish or Chinese or German. Okay, so let's just do the first one. If you were doing that in French, you would 9, 7, 0, 1. So you got that. Okay, or the second one in Chinese, you go 6, 7, 8. So you got that. So it's a matter of just being able to use this number any way you want it to go. You could do that. So that's what I want you to focus on. Using this as something that is going to help you to get better, to do more, to have more, and to be connected with your brain and how it functions in many different ways. And so if your goal is to do one of these a day, then you can say, okay, today is Sunday, so I start off the week with this number, and I placed it in a way. Or you can just make it one long number. Now you can take that one long number and then place it in some place, whatever you want to do with it. And then come back and then review it. Next day, write down another long number, and then have fun with it. But this is how you get better, by being on purpose with your goal, not just trying to learn something and then you say, okay, that was fun, but you're never going back to it. It's not what it's about. And so I know people, they have videos that come out and they show things and they get millions of views, and it really didn't help you. Something like this here, that people might not notice it. They might not view it, or it might not go viral. But the point is, this kind of power, this ability, makes you stronger in your mental capacity. than most people you'll ever meet. That's the point I want to tell you. By practicing this way, by taking the time to do this, it it makes you better than you ever were before, and it makes you better able to help more people in the world because people need to understand these concepts. So that's what it's all about. So this is Coach Morrison. I invite you to watch this video again, to write these numbers down, to do the work, to make it a point of doing this. Don't make a promise that you can't keep. So just do one a week for now. If it gets to the point where you can do 2 or 3 a week, great. But set yourself up for success and have fun with it.